Today, we're going to be talking about community servers for the console edition of Rust and updating everybody as to where they currently stand, or where I think they currently stand. So first off, what are community servers? If you don't know, they're a much requested feature that the developers of Rust promised would be released within the first month of release. Now, if you don't know how to use a calendar, which I fear the Rust developers might not know how to do, it's been much more than a month since the game released. It's actually been over a year. So there's been 12 of those things that D11, the developers of Rust, said it would take to get community servers. So a lot of people are asking, where do we stand right now? And can we even trust D11? What I'm basing this information on is a few things. Some leaks I've gotten, some information that can be gleaned just from playing the game, and some talk that's been going on in the staging Discord. So first things first, Rust is a much better game than it was on release. On the release of Rust, you couldn't even use gunpowder. So obviously the game's gotten better, but overall there's a lot less bugs, it's a lot less laggy, and things do run a lot better. So I'd say that's +1 for D11, but pretty much any developer that plans to sell skins should be doing this at the bare minimum. In addition to this, we have seen some slight motion forward when it comes to community servers in the form of varying PvP servers, just very slight variations, build servers that no longer lag, or at least don't lag as much as they used to, and 2x servers that, while they do sometimes have issues, run better than they did on release. The reason that these three things are important is because, one, PvP servers are testing lag during PvP combat. That's something that community servers are going to have a lot of. In a community server, ideally, you could set it so every player spawns with an AK and a full kit. What this would mean is they're going to be jumping right into combat. When combat starts right away, you have more of it, which leads to more lag. If you play the PvP test server on the staging branch of Rust, you'll find that it actually isn't lagging too much. If you're on last gen systems, you have a little bit more issues, but overall it does run fairly decently. So that would say that the combat's working. You can get 20, 30 players into a map, just go at it like it's Call of Duty, and it's not too bad. When it comes to build servers, there are some issues with build servers, in my opinion. The fact that they don't just have a flat map that you can build on, and instead they have normal maps, is lazy. If you look at how you're spawning into build servers, you don't have unlimited resources. You start with a set amount of resources, and that makes it hard because some people actually want to build big things instead of just little things. Not everybody likes it small, just an FYI for those of you out there. But they are build servers, and they are lagging a lot less than they used to. One of the issues that any game developer has is, as games get more and more assets or more things rendering, it causes the game to lag more and more on less than ideal hardware, which would be what your mom told me last night. But we're not going to talk about that because that's embarrassing for everybody involved in that conversation. Anyways, what this does mean, though, is build servers are running better than they used to. People are still building all over the servers and making it so it's very hard for you to spawn in and find somewhere to build. And you're still not getting as many lag issues as you had initially. In fact, on the Xbox Series S, it's been a long time since I've jumped into a build server and had lag issues. Overall, this is really good for D11. And one of the things that you can even see is when I created this whole Rust console village concept, there were over 50 bases in one area, and I didn't really experience any lag, even when someone planted like 200 or 300 pumpkins. It was legitimately crazy. And again, no lag there. So I'd say that's actually pretty good. Now, the downside comes when you get to some of these like 2x, 4x, and some of these faster servers, because I don't think that is viable yet. When you look at some of the 2x servers that have been launched, there's still a lot of lag issues and a lot of people complaining that the game just doesn't run the way they were hoping it would. And that would be on a 2x server. You go to 4x, 16x, 32x, or whatever, it's going to be much worse. And those are the servers that a lot of people looking for community servers are really wanting. So the problem that D11 has is if they drop community servers in the current state, I think it's going to be less than ideal for everybody. PvP servers and build servers, I think, are going to be okay because people have limited interest in those, and at some point they're going to get tired out. But a 2x or a 4x or a 16x server that's meant to last for a whole wipe, I think will have lag issues, especially on last generation hardware, which means more work is needed. Overall, though, I do think things are in a better state than they used to be. So we're closer to getting community servers than we were 1 year ago, but that's just the nature of time. I'm closer to my death than I was when I made this video, or started making this video just because I'm getting like I'm having an existential crisis. Please hit subscribe, help me out. Anyways, moving on. Now, what have I heard from leaks? What have I heard from people who have a little bit more insight into the development process going on behind Rust? So it seems like there is a separate team actually working on community servers. The team doesn't seem to be as big as I thought it would be initially, but that's fine. And that's how it works with coding. Sometimes having more people working on a problem doesn't mean the problem's going to get solved faster. It just means you've got more dicks in the pie. And frankly, the fewer dicks in my pie, the better. So yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But it does seem like they're not going as fast as they were hoping, or they're not progressing as fast as they were hoping. And that's something that should be obvious to anyone. They said the community servers would be released within a month, and we're sitting here over a year later and they still haven't been released. Obviously, things are going slower than expected. And given the fact that D11 keeps saying they're going to update us on it, and we're not really getting any updates other than we're still working on it, I'd say that things are definitely going slower than expected, and that's never a good sign. But hopefully what it means is that when community servers are released, they're going to be done right. If I was D11, I would be aiming to release community servers come November or December. If they wait and they release them in January or February, I think it's going to be a bit more of a flop than if they released it right before winter break for a lot of Rust players. And even people who are just working, right? Like, you have more time off around the holidays and you have more things to do around the holidays, but you're more likely to be able to sit in and play some Rust than you would be at any other time of the year. During summer, there is there's an amount of people who are very annoying who get like 3 months off, and they're called they're called kids. But if you release community servers around then, I don't think that's going to be the most successful avenue, because I think what you're going to find is a lot of the people who would be playing Rust more at that point aren't going to be the same group of people who would be spending money to play on community servers. If you get my drift. Basically, what I'm saying is community servers are going to be very expensive, so D11 is looking to drop community servers at an optimal time. It would be around Christmas, because that's when kids are going to have money, and that's when people who actually have a job are actually going to have more time off to spend that money. So hopefully we're going to be seeing community servers drop sometime in November or December, and hopefully D11 is going to be making an announcement about it in October. That would be the optimal time frame, but from what I'm seeing and from what I'm hearing, it's likely that those dates are going to be missed, and we're going to be seeing community servers coming around this coming spring, or even this coming summer, which isn't what anyone wants to see, but that is, I think, what we might end up seeing. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I do appreciate it if you made it all the way through. To help all of you out, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making sure this video doesn't hit 8 minutes, because mid-rolls can really throw off a video. Until next time, peace.